Biology books make a ruthless guarantee. Strip away solid food, and within weeks, your body will cannibalize its own organs until you die. It is an uncompromising biological rule. Yet, hidden inside the freezing, impenetrable Himalayan ice caves, there are Siddha yogis who defy this limit entirely. These ascetics have allegedly survived for 50 to 60 years without swallowing a single grain of rice or a drop of water. When medical professionals examine them, they find something baffling. These individuals aren't wasting away in agony. Their hearts beat with perfect rhythm, and their brains fire with more intensity than a 20-year-old. They aren't starving because they haven't stopped eating. They have simply swapped physical crops for something else. They consume Akash, the element of space itself. How exactly can a human being survive by eating the void? We have to look at the ancient science of how nothingness can provide a sustaining source of energy. To understand that, we have to look closely at our own plates. We pack in 3 heavy meals a day, yet we walk around chronically exhausted, battling post-meal brain fog and an emptiness that never quite fades. We think we're fueling up, but an apple or a loaf of bread isn't primary energy. A plant pulls minerals from the dirt, but its actual life force comes from above. Every piece of solid food is just a condensed packet of sunlight and cosmic prana, or life force. The moment you swallow that physical mass, your body forces 60 to 70% of its available energy straight down into the digestive tract. Your liver, intestines, and blood supply labor intensely just to break apart that solid wrapper and extract the invisible prana hidden inside. Ancient yogis observed this heavy, exhausting process and saw a biological flaw. They realized that physical food is mostly an inefficient, solid wrapper full of waste that we force our bodies to burn precious energy to digest. If the human body only needs that invisible prana to survive, they asked, why rely on the middleman of solid matter? They decided to hack the system, bypassing the physical waste to pull energy directly from the cosmic source. To achieve this biological bypass, ancient yogis mapped out a strict progression. They trained their bodies to climb up the 5 fundamental elements of the universe, systematically stripping away physical density. They start by abandoning the heavy, dense earth element, grains, roots, and solids, and shift entirely to water. Surviving only on liquids like fruit juice or milk drastically reduces the energy the stomach burns, sending that surplus power straight to the brain. Then comes the leap to fire. The practitioner stops consuming liquids altogether. Instead, through a practice known as solar science, they absorb nourishment directly from the rising sun, pulling thermal and light energy through the eyes and skin. Pushing even further, they move to air. Bypassing sunlight, the yogi uses advanced, intense breathing techniques to pull raw prana straight from the atmosphere, absorbing energy through their very pores until the body feels weightless. Finally, their breathing slows to a near halt, bringing them to the ultimate stage, space, or Akash. As the physical weight of their diet drops exactly to 0, their biological energy absorption reaches its theoretical peak. But here is where basic biology interrupts. If a normal human stops eating, the digestive fire in their stomach, the jataragni, doesn't just turn off, it ravages the body, literally burning through fat, muscle, and vital organs. To survive, the yogi must manually shut down that internal furnace. They execute a hidden physical lock known in tantric science as Kechari mudra, effectively pausing their biological clock. The practitioner forces their tongue backward, rolling it deep into the nasal cavity. This physical seal catches a specific nectar called amrit that constantly drips from the brain, preventing it from ever hitting the stomach and fueling that destructive digestive fire. Paramahansa Yogananda recorded meeting Giribala, a saint who survived 50 years without food or water, documenting this science in modern history. These extreme ascetics haven't magically conquered starvation. By catching that nectar, they have manually flipped a biological switch that pauses human cellular decay. But how does living in space actually nourish them? Thousands of years ago, texts like the Taittiriya Upanishad declared that the Akash, the void of space, was the original source of all creation. Today, modern quantum physics agrees.
What we perceive as a dead, empty vacuum is actually a boiling, infinite soup of kinetic potential. It is an unseen ocean of raw power. True emptiness represents a vast abundance of potential energy waiting to be tapped. You don't need to retreat to an ice cave to use this physics. The problem is, most of us treat our digestive tracts like storage lockers, keeping our biological real estate stuffed 24/7 with heavy earth and water elements. The ancient medical science of Ayurveda explicitly warns against this. Its strictest rule dictates that half the stomach should hold solid food, 1/4 should hold water, and the final quarter must always be left completely empty to invite the Akash. The most accessible tool to clear this space is fasting. In Sanskrit, the word for fasting is upavas, which translates literally to sitting near supreme consciousness, rather than the modern concept of deprivation. When you withhold physical food for 14 to 16 hours, your body begins to consume its own dead cells and metabolic waste. By clearing out that debris, you literally generate the Akash element inside your own biology. That intense lightness and mental clarity of a deep fast signals an influx of cosmic prana rushing into the newly cleared space. You can prove this to yourself right now. Take a deep breath in. Now exhale it completely, and hold that pause before you take your next breath. Put your entire focus on that exact split-second void. Notice the stillness suspended there, just before the next inhale begins. In that tiny fraction of time, there is no hunger, no fatigue, and no racing thoughts. You just made direct physical contact with the element of Akash. The Himalayan masters prove that true fullness requires the mastery of being empty.